Hey, good morning. Today is Friday, July 11th, 2025. This morning, the Dow future dropped 200 points. So that was less than 1% on the open. Overall, uh, it's just a slightly down day on the open. So right now it's already 10:12. I already watched the morning session. And yeah, it's a daily. We have a down day. Basically, we have a down day on the Dow. At one point, it's actually down more than 300. So we're scanning basically. Now on a down up day, what I really do is I initial initialize looking for traders call relative strength. I'm looking for stock that is weaker or stronger. So always have my radar up of the Magnificent Seven. The video AMD, Microsoft, Meta, Google, Tesla, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, Intel. Well, a couple of them is not. I'm not Magnificent Seven, but I just put them in because they're part of the QQ. Follow the Nasdaq. You know. So that's my list, and I was scanning, and the one that came to interest is basically Meta. Meta was down pretty big, relatively pretty big. Well, the Dow right now is only down 0.6%, but Meta is down over 1.7, well, right now 1.7 percentage wise. So with that in mind, you ask what's going on. Fundamentally, why? Of all the other ones, were weak, Meta is weak, relatively. Wow, Nvidia and Netflix is up. Especially Nvidia is up 1.2%, 1.3% right now on a down day of the overall market. Percentage-wise, at around 260 points, 250 points, only down 0.6% on the index, DJI index. However, absolute wise, still up 264 point lower. So that's why I look for relative strength, first of all. Secondly, now I'm not even doing intraday trading. I did that a couple of days, beginning of the week for fun, last week, but this week back to my normal schedule. So I'll start with daily, weekly. My shortest time frame is actually 4 hours at this point. So I switch around these time frames: 4 hours, daily, and the weekly, and monthly too. So of interest right now is Meta. So on the daily, I'm looking for relative strength. Well, one of the decent and popular indicator for relative strength is the MACD, moving average, convergence, divergence. So with that in mind, scanning the daily on the MACD, I'm not seeing anything. Right? You can see it's pretty much stay in this high zone. Except like seems like a little lower on the most recent high. Right? Because of the fact that Meta on an absolute basis is showing a relative weakness of the Magnificent Seven stocks or Mac 7. So I'm going to switch to my shorter time frame, 4 hours, and I see a better picture right now. See a better picture because now I clearly can see a MACD MACD divergence. Previous high is around here, and we have this level. And you pull back to this high is almost the same area, but on the third most recent high, We have high, most recent first high, and then next we have the second most recent high, and the third most recent high. Right? MACD has much higher level than right now. So what does that tell me is that, okay, potentially could be a turnaround we could stop when market tops out and comes down, right? But that's just my thinking, my theory at that point. When I see a MACD divergence, I need to see actual proof. Right? That's very important with technical analysis. Again, I don't use technical analysis, right, to try to tell me the future. No, it only tell me what taking place present and what have taken place in the past. Right? And I make certain projection. I want to see if that projections hold in my mind. Right? And that is holding right now as the weakest out of the all. So with that in mind, now I potentially think, okay, do I want to make a counter trend play? Right? We have this trend all this time since the recovery from April. Right? Okay, this trend basically. We connect this line, or better yet, I want to do what we call regression analysis. Okay, top to bottom. Okay, that was a trend all the way up here into the most recent top, right? And you can draw a line following that. Let's draw a line and continue to project. And clearly, let's make this white. And white. You can see clearly this level is where if I'm looking for a short play, that means I'm going to sell call spread, or cover call. Either way, I want to do so on an update, not only just one update. I want to see some consecutive up market run, right? And then potentially a turnaround point like a hammer candlestick, or even a cross, or certain type of technical indicators or technical phenomenon, right? That okay, people are selling into these rally, and only people are selling into this rally, right? Is I want to look at what are the fundamental reasons, right? Again, I'm on a 4 hour. I'm seeing MACD divergence, right? So let's look at the news. Something about the taco trade, which is called Trump always chicken out, right? And Barnes. I like to read Barnes. They're very fundamental. Right? So overall, what this really is saying, this article is saying that people have been going against Trump's tariff, right, as the recovery took place, but now they're actually thinking about getting off this trade in actuality. That's what this article is about. I've just read it earlier on the taco trade. And so if people eventually unwind this because the certainties continues on the tariff situations with the U.S. and the world, right? Maybe we might see a double top. Right? That would be a good place to sell a relative weak stock. Now, here's the thing: Meta has been running up. So in actuality, in the past, it's following the market. Right? But there's a relatively of the Magnificent Seven stock that is weaker. Ideally, it's actually sell calls on a weak stock. And right, so this is Intel. Intel. Let's go back to the daily. Overall, and last drop these couple of years, and then it's like in a sideways mode to recover. This is a sell candidate. If everything remains the same fundamentally, doesn't make changes, right? It would be interesting. We're going to have earning calls, so we might even have a few more days or a week, couple of weeks, see how it plays out, and then sell into it. But here's the thing again: It's a $23 stock, right? So your range is limited. So this, first of all, when you sell calls, unless you have sell cover call, you always sell spread. If it goes against you, the sky's the limit, right? You sell calls. So you don't want to do a naked call. Now, I use call to get out of my stock in actually that I've been making money on the trending. For example, in NVIDIA, my projected target is up here, okay, for the year. But then for 3 years, 5 years, is way, way up there too. Okay. So that's my fundamental analysis, which is more of the bread and butter. Okay. For any investor, you must learn this stuff. Right? Build your own model and learn this stuff. Get good at it. Just like anything that's meaningful in your life, you want to get good at it. You want to fall in love with it. You want to exercise your mind in that discipline, in that area every day. That's how you get good. Every week, you learn something new. So let's say you learn something new every week. Well, after a year, 52 weeks in a year, you learn 50 plus something new that enhance your value, your own capability, regardless. Okay, that's alpha skill. We always talk about alpha skill. What is your alpha? Right? Okay, seeking alpha. We always talk about alpha in the investment world, in the hedge fund industry. Anyway, okay, let's get back. So Meta, right? We have a down day. It's coming back a little bit. So my question is, will the index, the overall bottom market, comes back towards the end of the day? Right? That'd be interesting to watch. So we'll have to see, wait and see, right? Right now, the market, especially the Dow, which is the leading dropper of the day, is coming back, trying to make some comeback to the open, right? This is a gap open. I'm on 5 minutes right now. The question is, will it break this, the open, and attempts to recover some of its losses? Or it's going to bounce off this level and then just sideways, slowly drift down, back down again? Or worse yet, it's just a temporary blip and then a reversal again take place again and make new lows. So we'll have to see. Again, I don't use technical analysis to make prediction. I learned that a long time ago. It's pretty fertile. Want to make prediction? Fundamental analysis still where it stands. You have to become a long-term holder of the underlying instrument to express your trade, options, stock, bond, whatever. That instrument, whatever you can utilize, right, to construct the best trade, right, for your projection. But it has to be based on fundamentals. So that's that for the morning. We'll see how it ends. Then the weekend have all this time to digest what has taken place. And now we learn about MACD divergence taking place for the 4 hours. No matter.